A fire in the middle of the night. A body discovered in the ashes. At first, it looks like a terrible, tragic accident, but it soon unravels into this chilling story of betrayal, revenge, and, believe it or not, the weaponization of knowledge. This is a calculated fire. So let's set the scene. It's October 6th, 2025. In the early morning hours in Gandhi Vihar, Delhi, an apartment is just engulfed in flames. When the smoke finally clears, first responders find something awful: the body of a 32-year-old man. And at first glance, the story seems pretty straightforward. A tragic accident, maybe a gas explosion, a life just cut way too short. But, as investigators start sifting through the wreckage, a really disturbing question starts to pop up. What if this wasn't an accident at all? What if the fire wasn't actually the cause of death, but was just a carefully constructed lie designed to hide something way more sinister? Initially, everything, and I mean everything, pointed to this being just a horrible accident. So let's take a look at how that official story really started to change. And this is where the entire narrative just flips on its head. The initial theory, an accidental gas cylinder blast, it gets completely dismantled by the forensic team. The evidence they find doesn't point to an accident. It points to a meticulously staged crime scene. This wasn't a tragedy. This was murder. So, with the investigation now officially a homicide case, police turn their attention to the victim. Who was he? And, maybe more importantly, who would want him dead? Well, the answer, as it turns out, lie within a really tight circle of friends, lovers, and ex-lovers. Okay, so let's meet the key players. The victim is Ram Kashmina, a 32-year-old guy who is studying to join India's civil service. Then we have the accused, his 21-year-old live-in partner Amrita Chauhan, her ex-boyfriend Sumit Kashyap, and Sumit's friend Sandeep Kumar. But it's Amrita's profile that just sends a chill down your spine. She is a student of forensic science. So what on earth could motivate a student of forensic science to murder her partner? The motive, as police would pretty quickly find out, was rooted in a really deep and personal betrayal. The motive was all about what you might call digital betrayal. See, Amrita found out that Meena had been secretly recording intimate videos of her and was storing them on a hard disk. And that violation of trust, well, it became the poison in their relationship. And you can just see how this escalated. According to the investigation, she pleaded with him over and over to delete the videos. But he refused. And that refusal, it transformed her humiliation into this cold, burning rage. A rage that would end up fueling a meticulous plot for revenge. So, with the motive now crystal clear, Amrita, Sumit, and Sandeep decided they were going to teach him a lesson. And what came next was a truly methodical, carefully crafted plan for murder. I mean, the irony here is just absolutely chilling. Amrita wasn't just some accomplice. She was a student of the very science that's used to solve crimes. She allegedly weaponized her own education, trying to pull off the perfect murder, one that would look just like a tragic accident. The plan itself was brutal and methodical. Okay, so step 1, they attacked Meena, strangling and beating him. Step 2, they staged the scene, piling books on his body and dousing everything in things that would burn fast: ghee, oil, alcohol. Step 3, they opened the valve on a gas cylinder to flood the room with flammable gas. And finally, step 4, they lit the fire, hoping to create a massive explosion that would just obliterate any and all evidence. But here's the thing about perfect crimes: they almost never are. And despite all the forensic knowledge that went into planning it, this one started to unravel pretty quickly once investigators really started digging in. It was technology, funnily enough, that was their undoing. CCTV cameras caught 2 masked men, who police believe were Sumit and Sandeep, entering the apartment. Another camera showed Amrita leaving just moments before the fire erupted. Her mobile phone data put her right at the scene, completely shattering her alibi. And the final, most damning piece of evidence? The police actually recovered the hard disk with the very videos that started this whole tragedy. With that digital trail laid bare, the arrests came fast. Amrita was in custody by October 18th, less than 2 weeks after the murder. Her accomplices, Sumit and Sandeep, were picked up just a few days later. The so-called perfect crime had completely fallen apart. This case is such a stark reminder of the dark side of our digital lives. It's a story about how a violation of privacy can escalate into just unimaginable violence, how knowledge can be twisted into a weapon, and just how fragile trust really is when our most private moments can be recorded and stored with a single click. It really leaves us with this haunting question, doesn't it? One that kind of echoes in our super connected world. When a digital betrayal completely shatters trust, where exactly does the line blur between someone wanting justice and plotting a devastating, calculated revenge?